Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the premiere episode of Evening Routine. I am so happy that this is finally here. It's been such a long road. It's been such a long time coming, and I'm so excited to bring it here to all of you today. Good evening, John V, Not My Circus. And Not My Circus, congratulations again, the winner of our 600 subscriber giveaway. Congrats, Not My Circus. Crystal Palace, what's going on? Eleanor, Dina, Brian K, AAU Triton, Carla, what is up? Let me go back here a little bit. CeeLo, how's it going? My God, I want to make sure to get everybody in here. Ian B, Francisco, thank you so much for joining us on this premiere episode. Now, before we even jump in and get going, there's some business we have to take care of. Here on this channel, and if you're just joining us for the first time or you haven't joined us for a little while, every 20 likes we get along the way, we have to break out something. We have a little dance. So we're already at 20 likes to kick it off. We are going to get the evening routine shuffle, the evening routine shimmy. So everybody get in and shimmy. Let's start it up. Let's start it up right. Get the shimmy going. 25 likes. Thank you all so much. Here we go. Get the shimmy going well. Coaster Mom, how's it going? So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here is what this show is all about. We're going to sit down week over week. We're going to talk to creators. We're going to talk to people in the chat. We're going to talk to everybody. And really the idea is let's get to know each other. Let's get to know the people that we're watching day in and day out. Let's get to know the people that are in our chats that we're talking to all the time. This is such an amazing community that we've all been a part of. Now it's time to take it to the next level. It would be great if we were all in one location and could go to the hangouts and the meetups and all that. But the truth is, we're not. So what's the next big thing? Let's put a show together where each week we can meet up, we can talk, we can get to know why somebody was inspired to get into creating, why somebody loves hanging out in all the different streams they do. Dallas, what's up? Brian, how's it going? John, Christina G, thank you guys all for coming in. So that's the purpose of this show. It really is a get to know you, sit down, and we're just going to have a lot of fun, casual conversation. As we go, if you have questions, definitely call them out. Tag me in the chat at SamuelB12 Experience so we can see it and bring you on. And without wasting any more time, let's get to our premiere guest tonight, our very first, and I'm so excited. We've been trying to plan this for a little while, and I'm over the moon that she agreed to do this and be our test subject. I mean our premiere first guest. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Samantha Low. Sam, how's it going?
It's going.
It's going. You've had quite an adventure today.
I did.
So Sam is literally just fresh from the parks, just came right in. And before we even jump into it, you didn't see just one cool event today in the Festival of Fantasy Parade. You got to experience some magical flooding.
I did.
What was that like, seeing all that water kind of just there?
I thought Epcot was worse, but
Oh, really? You thought Epcot was worse?
yeah, because I was there Monday when it was monsooning.
Monsooning. Interesting. So you're there at Epcot when it kind of floods. You're there at Magic and it kind of floods. I'm sensing a pattern here. Well, that's awesome. Thank you again, everyone in the chat saying hello and welcoming Sam in. I know we originally connected, gosh, so long ago now on TikTok, kind of as an experimental. I was just live on TikTok. You kind of came in, we chatted, and we said, hey, why don't we get this going? And for those of you who are not following Sam, whether it's on YouTube or on Instagram, definitely you'll see the links throughout the night. Definitely click over, make sure you give a follow and check out her stuff because she is awesome. So where I want to start, Sam, you know, I like to kind of turn back the clock a little bit and go a little retro. And we haven't been able to go retro in quite some time. So let's start. If we turn back, some of your earliest memories about Disney, the first times you kind of went to the park. What do you remember from those early experiences?
Well, I don't remember much from the earlier years. I have a very bad memory.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Was there something that stood out to you as you were kind of getting older and going to the parks more and more? A favorite ride, a favorite attraction that you're like, hey, every time I come, I have to go on Pirates or I have to go on Haunted Mansion. No. Not one that comes to mind. Okay, all right, that's fair. I know for me, it's those two. It's Pirates and Haunted Mansion. I've been asked so many times which one. If I had to pick one, which can I pick? And I can't. All right, so very cool, very cool. So I was looking back. I was doing a little research, looking back over your channel, and it looks like you started back in 2018 streaming. That sound about right?
Yeah.
So what was it that made you want to turn on the phone, push that button, and start live streaming?
Nick and Tom.
Okay. Nick and Tom. Okay. They were doing it and you're like, hey, this could be fun. Let's kind of capture it. All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
That is very cool. I remember for me when I was first watching, both Nick and Tom and I think Resort TV 1, I think I might have even been Crazy Disney Lady. I saw you in the background a lot of times and I'm like, who is she? She knows everybody. She's with everyone. And I had no idea who you were. And then I found you had your own channel. I don't even remember how it came to be. Maybe on one of them, they said, hey, go check her out. And I started watching your stuff. And what I found especially over, the last couple of years, you've been really into the musical aspect, especially at Epcot.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember very vividly I think it was a late afternoon. We were sitting here. You were at Epcot. I believe it was Epic Band performing. And I'd never heard of them before. And the music, it was just awesome. And I know Coach N was there in the chat. And I think there was somebody else. It may have been Duke Mom. I don't remember. But the three of us were, chatting all the time. We were literally like standing in the family room, dancing around, having a blast. And I'm like, this is amazing. And you've always done such great coverage of the different bands, whether it's Epic, the M80s, what's his face the other day, Rick Springfield. So cool. What was it about the musical side that you thought, hey, I want to bring this. I want to stream this stuff?
I just like sharing the music and the local bands here so that people know, like if you're coming to visit or vacation, they're here.
Nice. And that's a very good point. We were last down there. Well, I was there twice, once in 17 and again in 19. I had no idea any of that stuff actually took place. So I know for me, it's good. Now I know this stuff happens. So next time I go down there, I can check it out. So talking about music, and because it's something not a lot of people stream. There are a few, but not many. In between your channel and your Instagram lives, you're always there. Even over at Disney Springs, you got it covered. So with the M80s and Epic, two of the more recent ones, do you have a preference over which one? Epic. Good choice. Now, do you have, I know you've posted pictures with just about everybody, it seems, in that band. Did you know any of them before you got into streaming?
Mm-mm.
No, so it's all just being there.
Well, I knew the Omar.
Okay.
Beforehand, because he was in Guardians of the Galaxy, the stage show, when they had the mixtape.
Oh, very cool. I did not know that. Lindsay has a question. Lindsay says, question for Samantha. Before you moved to Florida, how often did you go down to Disney?
Once a year, and it was usually around Halloween time.
Oh, that's
and
a
we would
pretty good
stay
time
for
to go.
3 weeks. That's why we have so many DVC points.
Oh, wow. That is an amazing time to go, right around Halloween. And for 3 weeks, that's pretty awesome. Thank you, Lindsay. Great question. Great question. Okay, so Omar from before, from the stage show. He's now performing here. You're going in, you're enjoying, and I guess you slowly start to meet the other members of the band through there. That's cool. Is there anything with that band? Because I know you stream them and you stream them really, really well. Is there any moment that jumps out at you, or any song that they perform that you're like, yes, I love when you guys perform this song. This is my favorite.
So usually their last set, when he does when they do We Are Young and the Queen.
Nice. Yeah, good choices for sure. We have AAU Triton with another question. Wants to know, what is your favorite villain?
Oogie Boogie.
Oogie Boogie. Nice. Very popular choice. I'm not going to lie. Before I kind of found the community, I would have never even thought twice about Oogie Boogie. And then since seeing, the Halloween parties and just talking to more and more people, they've really brought a lot of light onto that character for me personally. So as we go through, you talk about the music, you're enjoying it. Is there any other aspect that you enjoy Epic? You do it at both. Is there another part or a favorite park that you like to stream at away from the music, or that you could wish you could stream more of?
Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom.
It's just hard for me to get there with my mom's foot injury.
Right. How is she doing, by the way?
She's doing. She starts PT on Friday.
Okay, good. Is there a certain area of Magic Kingdom that you like the best?
The stage show, the cavalcades.
Yeah, I love the cavalcades. It really, really did a good job. When we were there, we were there right at Christmas time, which of course, the best time to go. Don't do it. And and we had great seats. We loved the parade. But what I kind of found is, back when they were doing them, the whole park essentially would come to watch these parades. So if you planned it right, it's a good time to hit a bunch of rides because the lines are a little bit shorter. CeeLo wants to know, what, in your opinion, what is the best restaurant that you like?
In each park, or just like in general?
In general, or if you have a specific one at each park.
So for Magic Kingdom, it's Liberty Tree. Hollywood Studios is 50s.
Nice.
Animal Kingdom, I don't go there that often, so I don't have one. I like Satu'uli for the most part. And then Epcot, I like Rose and Crown.
Nice. I love the 50s at Hollywood. When we were there, I of course was, picked out by the lovely staff there and picked on the entire time, where, the elbows on the table, you pick out your phone to check one email or one message, and you get the slap on the wrist, no technology, and you got to make sure to eat your veggies because you never know what could happen there. And actually, it was very funny. The waitress we had when we were there was very, very legitimately pregnant at the time, and she worked it into her routine brilliantly. It was absolutely amazing. So yeah, good shout out, 50s, amazing, love it there, and the food's pretty good too. What's your favorite dish?
Last time I got the sampler.
Okay, yeah, I went.
But normally I get the chicken noodle soup.
Oh, yes. Good chicken noodle soup and their fried chicken dinner. It's a tremendous amount of food, but their fried chicken is so good. Scary good. Oh, that's awesome. So I want to actually ask you, and I'm very curious because you are very big in the Run Disney. You do it every time it's there. You're there. You have a gazillion medals, and kudos to you for doing it, because I've never been a runner. I've attempted to walk, and that's enough for me. What inspired you or got you into the whole Run Disney or just marathon running in general?
I have a few friends on Instagram that run the races too, so.
Oh, nice. Just kind of started a little group.
Started it.
Nice. And is when you're running through and you're going through, because you do a bunch of the different distances, was there ever a time when you kind of thought, nope, this isn't for me, and then kind of persevered and kept on going? Or did you just have it from the get-go? You're like, I got this.
Yeah, I had it from the beginning.
Nice.
And I started in 2017 with that.
Okay. And so when you started doing it, did you do them all right off the bat, or did you work your way up?
So I kind of went right to them all. But if you start a race, I got all three, you get, for the challenge, you get your 3 medals in the challenge medal. So if you don't finish all 3 of those, then you don't get the challenge medal, but you get your other medals.
Okay. So the key is you got to complete them all.
Yeah, you have to complete and usually the challenge is the 10.5.
Okay.
You have to buy the 5K separately.
Okay, gotcha. Very nice. Triton wants to know, for all the shows you can remember seeing, which is your favorite? That's a big question, Triton.
Blue October.
The Blue October, okay. Nice. And then of the shows on your current roster, because I know you shared, I think it was on Instagram, you had your list of all the upcoming shows. Mm-hmm. Is there one you're looking forward to more than any of them?
All the Epic and M80s and Hooligans.
Nice. They're really good. So we have up here in the Great White North, we have Canada's Wonderland, which is, in a shoebox compared to Disney. And they have a musical venue, and they have very similar acts that I've seen over the years. And nobody has compared to either of those, Epic or the M80s. There's some talented people, but those guys really know how to put on a good show. So when you're at Epcot and you're kind of going around, is there a favorite dish? I know we talked about restaurant, but now more on like the kind of quick serve side. Is there a favorite dish or snack that you like over others?
The fish and chips.
Oh, okay. Nice. Good choice. I have not.
When I can't get into Rosencrantz. Which I was lucky for Rick Springfield to get a dining package. So. Okay.
Yeah, man.
It was a last minute decision.
He can still put on a pretty good show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was quite impressed. Got a few new people coming in the chat. Anthony the Molar Man, how's it going?
Hi, Anthony.
We got Mr. Ducky. Hello. Want to make sure I catch everybody there. And Brian, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. So let's switch gears. So we talked a little bit about, the running and whatnot. Do you have a favorite medal of all your medals?
The Cinderella one I just got.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. I think I saw a picture of that one. Really, really nice. Now, if you were to take a step away from Disney, and maybe you had to pick a different park that you'd be interested in, and it could be a Florida park, it could be, park in any other state. Is there one you've had your eye on that's like, you know what, if I can't go to Disney, I like to go here, or I've heard of this park, I'd really like to go there?
Well, I also do Universal.
Yes, this is true. You got me. You got me. Okay, besides Universal, take those two away. And don't say SeaWorld.
I don't go to SeaWorld that often.
Okay. But are you into like coasters and like the big rides, or do you prefer just more the shows and
Yeah, like the shows.
okay. Very, very cool. So at Universal, I know they just got rid of the Shrek 4D, which is too bad because that was always fun. But is there, at Universal, what's the one thing there that you have to check out whenever you're there?
E.T.
E.T. Oh, so classic. So class. It's funny. Whenever I see somebody go on ET, the first thing that hits me is the smell of the wood.
Mm-hmm.
It's similar with Pirates, right? You walk in, and when you're there, and I've only been a couple of times, and just seeing it instantly brings it back. It's amazing how that happens. So we saw recently at Universal, you were on one of the Mardi Gras floats, throwing out the beads and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You want to tell us a little bit about that experience and how that happened?
So in the app they have where you can virtually, like Rise of the Resistance, get a boarding group or like a virtual time, and you have to be at the animal actors place an hour before the parade, and you have to tap the thing. And they can only do it for 3 people. So if you're a party of 4, you have to get 3 in 1.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. So it's a virtual queue.
And I've only done it 3 times so far.
Right.
I'm hoping to be on all the floats eventually.
That's very cool. Luck of the draw, virtual queue, you get on there. And what's it like when you're on the float? Do they give you any kind of instruction, or are they just like, hey, go nuts?
No, they tell you to throw 1 bead at a time, and like you frisbee. Throw it like a frisbee.
Nice. That's a pretty
Other than
cool
that,
experience. You're free.
Yep.
That's a pretty cool experience. Kudos to them for opening that up. That's pretty well.
Normally it would have been a standby line.
Right. So they done that in past years as well, where they've opened it up?
It used to be standby.
Right.
Like they would have like a normal line. Not
okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah, kudos to Universal for opening that experience up and allowing people to see what that would be like. Oh, Brian says,
hi, Brian.
I want to say hi. I met her through Tom Does Disney and Bricks. Yep, absolutely. Very cool. So one of the things that I really enjoy about when you're streaming is you can tell you just like to have fun, right? You put the camera on, yes, you're there to see a show or whatnot, but the in-between pieces when you're kind of just walking around, or even it was during what was it? Was it Boo Bash? I don't know. It was something a while ago. You were there in the evening. I forget what it was. And they had multiple stage shows, and you were kind of waiting between. And just listening, you could hear, whoever you're with at the time, laughing, having fun. And your laugh is so contagious that you're sitting there and you're watching and you're just having a good time. And it comes across so natural in how you're doing that. So when you first started, and I know you said earlier, from Nick and from Tom, they kind of helped you get in there. When you first started, did you have an idea of what you wanted to do? Or did you just say, you know what? I love the parks. I see that they're having fun. I'm just going to turn it on and go for it.
That's exactly what happened.
Nice. And you can tell, like, you just are having so much fun doing it. And it really comes across very well through the streams. So we know you love music, you're there, you love those bands, you do a great job covering them, you love to run, you're persevering through all the distances, you're getting a nice collection of medals. What is something about you, whether it's in Disney or outside of Disney, something about you that us as the viewers, watching you or chatting with you, we don't know that you'd want to share? Is there something like, when you're holding up the camera, we're only seeing that little section, right, of what you're showing us. Behind the camera, there's so much going on. So I know, like today, when you were at the parade, you had your jacket there, you had your umbrella there, and clearly, there was stuff going on around that we couldn't see. Is there something that as viewers, you should say, when I'm streaming, what you don't see is this? And I'll give you an example. For me, and I know everyone in the chat here knows, when I'm doing my hockey streams, I'm watching the game and they're seeing this view and listening along. But what they don't see is multiple laptops, iPad, phone on TikTok, monitor, the disaster of cables all over the place, and the craziness that ensues as you're trying to do so many things at once. Is there anything like that you've encountered when you're streaming, where you're trying to do so many things that people at home don't know are happening, that you want to maybe talk about?
Not really.
No, you're one of the lucky ones.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Very, very cool. I'm just scrolling through. I want to make sure I didn't miss any questions from the chat. So if you do have a question for Sam or myself, definitely tag me in it, and we'll make sure to bring it up and ask it. So here's one thing, Sam, that was kind of funny. Before I actually got to know you a little bit and we were chatting, we'd be in so many of the same streams. And often you would go in right before me, and I'd go in and I wouldn't see your name above. So I'd go in and say, "Hey, everyone." And all of a sudden I would see a million people, "Hey, Sam, hey, Sam, hey, Sam." And I was like, whoa, what a warm welcome. I can't believe it. And at first I started answering people back. And then I get, "Hi, at Sam Welby." And I was like, oh, right, it was for the other Sam. So it's funny. That's caught me quite a few times. Good evening, Max. So I had to tell you a little story because it makes me chuckle every time when I see that we come into a chat. I'm like, I wait. I'm like, are they saying hello to me, or is it other Sam? And I do want to thank you, because you have always come in. I know when we're streaming, at some point you've always popped in, you've always said hello, and I really appreciate it. So thank you for kind of supporting us as we've been going through and growing over here. Crystal has a question for you. Do you have a favorite pin? Great question, Crystal.
I do, and it's the orange bird pin from this year's Flower and Garden.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
It's not around me.
No, that's okay. All right. The orange pin from this year's Flower and Garden. We'll have to make sure to look that up and take a look. All right, that's awesome, Sam. Well, listen, I thank you again for doing this. You've answered just about all of my questions, and I know chat. You guys have had some great questions. Is there any questions for me that you'd want to ask?
Do you know these people over? Wait, it's over there. Yeah, those people there. Under the Great Movie Ride sign. Yeah,
is that? It's a little small. Is that Devora in 7?
Mm-hmm.
The three Musketeers. Nice, very nice picture. Actually, is that printed on canvas?
It's a mixed tile.
It looks like. Okay, yeah, that's a nice picture. I remember that when you guys, was that the first time that you guys all met when they were down there?
Yep.
Yeah, nice. You guys hit it off pretty quick.
Yep.
That's very cool. That is very cool. When do you know? Are they coming back? Are you guys going to get together again anytime soon?
I know 7's coming down for her birthday soon. in April. So I'll see her then, and then hopefully, if all goes well, I'll be in California to see Devora and Amy B again. Because when I went to California in the end of June, early July, I got to hang out with Devora and Amy V.
Okay. Very cool.
But I only got to see Devora for a brief few seconds because my boarding group for web slingers got called at dinner. So I was rushing over the DCA.
Nice. How long do they give you to get there once they call you?
I think it was like an hour, but the park closed. Like we had to walk up for Naples, which is like via Napoli. We had to walk up at 7:35, and the park closed at like 9, I think.
Okay.
So the timing was like way off.
Now, going to kind of Avengers Campus, and there are a couple questions here I'm gonna get to you in a second. But going to Avengers Campus, was it everything you kind of expected, or were you kind of disappointed a little bit?
I really enjoyed it. Can't wait to go back.
Nice. Are you a big superhero person?
Mm-mm.
No, and you still really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's saying a lot. Did you try any of the food at Pim's kitchen?
I did. I had the little chicken sandwich thing.
Oh, nice. And it was good?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, the food there looks pretty cool. Triton wants to know, over the last 2 years, do you have a favorite cavalcade?
I like the Mickey Celebration Cavalcade.
Nice. Good choice. Good choice. You really can't go wrong. They're all pretty good, except for kind of Tink, which I don't mind Tink, but maybe it's the treasure.
That one's kind of just really short.
Yeah. And it's a weird kind of float. I don't know. Sorry, Tink, but yeah, good choice with Mickey. Sela wants to know, do you have a favorite Disney character? We got your Disney villain, but do you have a Disney character overall?
Jack Skellington.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Jack Sparrow. Jack Skellington, yes. And, very underrated movie, The Nightmare Before Christmas. I know even for myself, it's kind of one of those that you watch it and you kind of forget about it a little bit until Halloween rolls around, and then you see it on TV, at least up here, and it's like, well, yeah, I remember this movie. It was so cool. Max wants to know, he says, if I may ask, no, Max, you're not allowed. Yes, of course, Max. What is your favorite Epcot festival?
That would be Food and Wine, because that's when I started my Run Disney races.
Oh, okay.
The Wine and Dine races.
Nice. The Wine and Dine, have a couple drinks, and then out to run the marathon. No, very cool.
Only they provided that.
Yeah. And so when you go to the Food and Wine, and I know we've talked a bunch about different foods, but from the Food and Wine Festival, is there one item there that you've really enjoyed food-wise?
I think it's from the Flavors of Fire booth. I think that's part of that festival. Okay. They all run together.
Yeah, they sure do. I didn't realize they were like back to back. They just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cool. So, in talking about the festival, so in the arts festival, have you seen or have you acquired a favorite piece of art from any of the booths there? Wow. Oh, wow. That is very cool. That is very cool. See, I'm a big collector. Whether it's hockey cards or little statues, so many things. And it's probably better that I live north of the border and not there, because I think I would go crazy at some of those festivals with some of the art. They do absolutely amazing work. What does Triton say here? Oh, Triton, we just answered that. The Mickey Celebration Cavalcade was the favorite. But that's okay, Triton. Clearly you weren't listening, so we're going to hold it against you. Just kidding, of course. Yeah, so those were, we've really covered a lot, right? We covered music, we covered the races, we covered the festivals, we covered the rides. But here's two questions that I have to ask. Do you have a favorite kind of evening fireworks show from the last couple?
Harmonious.
Harmonious. Nice. Good choice. Harmonious over Happily Ever After?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then, of all the resorts that you've had a chance to visit there, do you have a favorite one to visit, like just to hang out at, and a favorite one to maybe eat at?
Grand Floridian to hang out. I don't know.
That's a good choice, though.
They're all pretty good.
Yeah. I was very privileged and lucky enough that when I was there, we got to stay at Bay Lake, which was amazing.
That's where I'm staying for my next race.
Okay.
Which is in a few weeks.
Nice. The rooms there, we had fantastic room. The food, of course, before when they had the wave, now Steak 21, it was one of my favorite meals was eating there. And, we didn't really spend time at the pool or anything, but just everybody was so nice there. And because it's so close to Magic Kingdom, you can't go wrong. And of course, you got Chef Mickey's was right there. So the kids loved going over there, hanging out. So yeah, that's, I mean, I don't really have a lot to compare it to, but that's my favorite. We did go over to Grand Floridian, and I forget the name of the restaurant where they do the character dining.
1900 Park Fair.
That's the one. And those characters were unbelievable. You could not get them to crack. Mm-hmm. And so amazing. We had such a precious moment. I don't know if I posted this video. I may have to. My little guy, Noah, when Cinderella was coming around, he stood up and they actually had a moment. They danced together. And when they finished dancing, he kind of stepped away and she curtsied and he bowed. And just the look on her face was like, oh, he's so sweet. And we have it all captured on film. So I gotta post it. But yeah, we loved it there. And even though it was buffet style, the food was really, really good. Really good.
I have a good question.
Yeah, go for it.
What's my favorite Magic band? Look, I have a whole bunch of them.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. I didn't even – I saw the boxes, and I didn't put two and two together.
And then there's a whole shelf with that cup down there, too.
Oh, my gosh. So do you have a favorite one?
Where is my favorite one? It's one of my Run Disney ones up there.
Okay. And then what I've heard, and I haven't actually seen it in action, different Magic bands, when you tap them, they do different things on the readers. Is there one that you like that does the most unique, I don't even know what you call it, color, sound thing?
Well, I don't normally use them, so I wouldn't know.
Oh,
what they do.
You just like to collect them and hang on to them?
Yeah.
All right. So Triton again is, just
he's behind the times.
I know. Triton. We're both shaking our heads at you. So he wants to know, of course, if it wasn't asked, but how did you get started in streaming? So you can tell the little story again, just for Triton.
I was watching Nick and Tom, and I was like, oh, yeah, I should do this. And then Tom pushed it over the edge and was like, we should do it. You should start your channel. And I was like, okay.
That's so cool. That's so awesome. And is he? I know. We see you guys run into each other in the parks all the time. Has he been really helpful as you've kind of been going, giving you pointers and
Yeah.
whatnot? That's so good. It's so nice. It's funny. Streaming is. I want to say it's an acquired taste, but it's really not. You just have to have the courage to push that button, because once it's rolling, you can roll with it. And I know for me, it was my boys actually when we were at Disney when we left. They found, started with Resort TV One and then on to Nick, and we kind of started finding all of the big streamers and we started watching it. And I kind of said to them, hey, we can do this, Yeah, we're not at Disney, but we can go to Canada's Wonderland. We could turn it on and have some fun. And it's just that courage to push that button and say go. So it's good that you had the encouragement and them there to give you the tips along the way to help kind of make it happen. So that's very, very, very cool. Let me just scroll through. Want to make sure I'm not missing anybody else's questions. We're getting, pretty much to the time. I kind of want to try and keep these between, 45 minutes to an hour, and we're just about there. So I'll say last call if anyone has questions. As well, if you haven't hit the like button yet, we're 6 likes away from 40. And at 40 likes, we get the next little shuffle. Sam, you see it, and on our streams when we hit those milestones, we like to get up and do a little dance. So let's see in the next couple minutes if we can find a couple likes and get something going. What is that? People are saying my scream to bed. Oh, I don't know what you're saying there, Josh. Maybe I'm missing part of a bigger conversation. So what's next for you, Sam? What's next? We know you have the music coming up. We saw your schedule. When are you back in the parks? Are you there tomorrow? Well, I think you're there tomorrow night for Epic, or was that at Springs?
That's Disney Springs.
Disney Springs. Okay, so we got Springs tomorrow night. And then what's kind of the next few days looking like for you?
Nothing really until my next race, probably.
Okay.
Which is at the end of the month.
Okay. Cool. So we got some music coming tomorrow night. That's going to be fun.
And maybe a few in between park streams. Not sure.
Okay. So we'll see. Make sure, when you're checking out Sam's channel that you hit the notification bell. So when she does go live, you'll be able to jump right in there. Definitely come by and check her out tomorrow night for Epic, because it is epic. They're so much fun. I saw those bunch of guys were up and dancing right in front of the stage for the M80s last time you were at Springs. That was pretty fun. So you never know what could happen there. So you definitely want to check her out. For us, our next show we're going to do is coming up next week. And I got to look at the schedule because between hockey and all this, it's way too much. So actually next Wednesday on the 16th, we're going to be right back. And our special guest for next week is going to be the one and only On the Go with CeeLo. So, Sam, I don't know if I'm asking for punishment with CeeLo, but is he still in the chat? No, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming on, being our first subject, our first guest. I really, really appreciate it. And I really enjoy all of your streams. They're so much fun. I enjoy the music. Keep up the amazing, amazing work. And we'll just continue watching.
Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll talk to you real soon, Sam. Take care.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. This has been an absolutely amazing, amazing evening. Sam is awesome. Really make sure you stop in, check her out tomorrow for the Epic Band. It's so much fun. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to do that. We have lots of hockey coming up. And of course, next Wednesday, we'll be right back here with On the Go with CeeLo. From the Samuel B12 experience, again, thank you for all the love and support, and we'll see you real soon. Have a fantastic night, everyone. Take care.